So here to discuss that topic with us is the author of the article, Joby George, a product manager at Sparta Systems, who is joining us via Skype. Hi, Joby.
Hey, Dirk, how are you?
Oh, pretty good. Okay, so backing up just a little bit, you say in your article, as I said, that outsourcing not only supplies, that you're outsourcing not only supplies and components, but also the actual manufacturing and distribution of the finished goods, and this has added new levels of risk due to the limited visibility into the product lifecycle. So can you give some examples of what some of those risks are?
Sure. So the risk can be simply stated as the loss of control by the brand owner in ensuring the quality of the process. So if you look at the pharma industry, and according to the FDA, over 80% of the ingredients that go in a drug come from outside the United States. And according to the FDA, you, the pharmaceutical company, the brand owner, you are responsible for the quality of that product. So it doesn't matter who your suppliers are. It doesn't matter who your suppliers are. You are ultimately responsible for the quality of that product. And the risks are very simple, right? If something is offshore, something is coming from abroad, you have no visibility into the third-party manufacturing process. You have no idea how their employees are trained. You have no idea what kind of process they're using internally, who their suppliers are, and so forth. So you have complete lack of control over the suppliers and their operation. And recently in the news, we've heard of events that are going on with third-party suppliers. So for example, we've all heard about the issues going on with the Samsung telephones. The Note 7 was recalled because it was catching on fire, people were getting hurt, and so forth. And when Samsung did a root cause analysis, they were able to trace the issue to a part provided by a supplier, a battery cell provided by a single supplier that was causing all these Samsung phones to catch fire and cause damage. Recently, also Bluebell ice cream was in the news recently. They had an outbreak of listeria again. And when they did their analysis, they were able to trace back the issue to a single supplier that provided cookie dough. So the supplier provided cookie dough, which for some reason was causing listeria in Bluebell ice cream. So since you lose control, since somebody else making these products for you, they're providing these ingredients for you, your product is getting damaged, your brand is getting damaged, your reputation is getting damaged, and the risk is, of course, growing large over time.
The better the view you have into your supply chain, the more quickly you can troubleshoot and get to the root cause of the issue. Is I'm assuming what we're getting to here then.
Exactly, absolutely, you are correct. Yep.
So if that's the case, then, I mean, you talk about this lack of visibility, which Dirk just referenced and you talked about as well, and that I would assume comes in many cases from companies communicating with their suppliers. They're using like manual, maybe disconnected methods of communication. So maybe the point is that we need something a little more automated, right? But just how automated are we talking about here? What specific kind of automation does, for instance, software? I mean, you guys are a software seller software. What kind of automation does software bring to the table?
So it's about notifying automating the notification of a quality event. If a supplier has an issue today, they have to start an email, send it to their partners, attach some files, type in some text, and off it goes into the ether. So software and with automation, we're talking about improving the collaboration between suppliers and their partners when something happens. It's about eliminating the back and forth, waiting on information from another party, versus getting all the information from the start and seeing its way through completion. Really about avoiding manual entry of quality events that reduces typos, delays, and incorrect information. With software, with automation, with being digital, everything is time-stamped and audit-trailed. So the second a supplier or a product owner assigns you an electronic task, the clock starts. Now there's traceability. The second something comes in, through all the way end of a process. So let's say, for example, a supplier wants to change how something is manufactured for their customers. Today, they would have to email the customer saying, hey, so-and-so, I'm going to be using a new ingredient in my manufacturing process, FYI. With electronic and with software, they can electronically raise a ticket, alert their partners, and go through a workflow process where the customer and the supplier can collaborate to reduce the risk of something bad happening in the future. And the additional benefit of this is that since everything is electronic, there's full reporting and searching capabilities, which is not possible with email today, right? There's no way to report on email, no way to trend on emails and so forth. So with everything being electronic, it makes it very simple for both parties to know, hey, I have something going on, I'm working on it, I'll let you know when I'm done as soon as possible.
Well, let's talk about this a little bit. I mean, you mentioned collaboration and partnership and stuff, but I'm assuming that if I'm a buyer and you're my supplier, I'm probably going to dictate to you. I'm going to dictate to my suppliers that you have to use this software. You have to use this automation that I'm using. You're pretty much going to say, well, if you're going to be one of my suppliers, this is what you're going to have to do. So, what is in it for them, for the supplier, besides your business? I mean, it's better to have a carrot than a stick, right? I mean, rather than force them to use it, it's like, well, use this, and it's not only going to benefit me as a buyer, but it's going to benefit you as a supplier. In what way?
Sure. I mean, both parties have the benefit, right? We want both parties to be happy. So from a benefit of a supplier, whether it's a supplier that makes batteries or that provides sugar, or that makes cookie dough for an ice cream company, the benefit of supplier is that they have access to a single application that's a one-stop shop to see all the tasks that's been assigned to them. So previously, they had to open emails from multiple partners. They lose track of who they're working with. They lose track of due dates. They lose track of documentation and so forth. Now, with a single portal that's being provided to all suppliers, they have a one-stop shop where they can see all the tasks that are assigned to them. They can raise issues to their partners. So in my previous example, when something had to be changed, they can electronically raise it. They can monitor status all from a single portal. And the additional benefit is that they can also view reports to see how they're doing. So suppliers know that they're always being monitored and measured by their customers. So if I want to continue to do business with my customers, I need to do a very good job of closing tickets. Now with reports and this one-stop application, they can view things like average cycle time. It's taking me 30 days to close a ticket that my customer has provided. Is that good or is that bad? I know that my customer is measuring me. So at one glance in this application, they can measure and see how they're doing so they can better themselves. And maybe in the future, when it's time to renew contracts with their customers, they can use that data to say, hey, look, and I've been doing a very good job. I'm doing better than the peers in my industry and so forth. So they can leverage it in the future too. So in the end, by having a single software and portal, this improves a user's life. This makes the supplier's job very easy. Customers are happy because they can reduce risk, they can mitigate risk. And in the end, it's all about improving the life of patients, right? That's what matters. We're all trying to make quality products that's going to improve the lives of patients that use those products.
Okay, well, Joby George, Product Manager at Sparta Systems, thanks for joining us this morning. Joby and I will be presenting a webinar next week on this topic. Actually, Joby's presenting. I'll just show up and be the host. I'll take your questions. The webinar is called Improving Quality and Efficiency Through Supplier Collaboration. That's this coming Tuesday, September 27th at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. So be sure to sign up for that. Joby, thanks for joining us this morning.
No problem. Thank you, guys. Have a good weekend and go Mets.
That's right. Go Mets.
Go
Getting
Mets.
out of crunch time. Thanks, Joby. We'll see you on Tuesday.
Thanks.